Thomas. The Dolphins will operate from the 10-yard line. Woodley with Nathan. And it's going to be Woody rather than Andre Franklin. Harris, Moore, and Johnson. The talented Mr. Stevenson there at center as you look at the offensive line. First down, Woodley, 39 out of 77 this season. Throwing into the flat. And up the sideline goes Tony Nathan. Nathan getting near the 20-yard line, brought down by Dennis Winston, number 56. Nathan catching his 15th pass of the year. They like to go to him. The defensive unit, Clark are up front for the New Orleans Saints. Jackson, Kovac, Winston, and Paul. Weimer, Poe, Gary, and Watlet.
Jay, the Miami Dolphins today face a very good sacking football team. New Orleans Saints have 20, so do the Miami Dolphins. And of course, Don Shula trying to get this offense off on the right foot. Little screen pass, good start, sure completion. And it looks like they're going to be short by ever so little. Second and a little bit. Defense is pretty much at the mercy of the offense here.
David Overstreet, number 20, comes in to replace Nathan. Overstreet did not run last week. There's Bum Phillips. He was sick Thursday. A warm and wonderful man. Across from him, of course, Don Shula, 52 years old, a native of Painesville, Ohio.
Man standing right behind him in the hat, Don Strock. In the papers yesterday here in New Orleans, Shula said that he thought Strock was ready. And with David Woodley's problems throwing the football so far this season, Shula said he would be very, very anxious to go to Don Strock if the offense struggled at all today.
They're talking about Strock being a short reliever and Marino a long reliever. Down in inches. Bennett and Overstreet in that backfield behind quarterback David Woodley. And out of the eye, the give goes to Overstreet, and he's got the first down. Run out of bounds by Frank 49. That's 426 tickets to lift the blackout. General Manager Mike Corkin gave the tickets to the employees. They canceled a picnic, and they're here today. From the 23, first down. A little trouble on the handoff there to Nathan. And no gain on the play as Dennis Winston, number 56, came in there.
Jay, all day you'll see the New Orleans Saints take chances. This is a defense that does not have a real clear-cut superstar on it, but collectively very well. They try very much to disrupt the offense. You see Kovac 52 on your right, Dennis Winston 56 on your left, just trying to get up there at the line of scrimmage. And they do an excellent job of creating that split second of doubt in the offensive mind, and it creates confusion in scrimmage.
The Saints 12th on defense, 11th against the rush, 5th against the pass. Second down and 10. Penalty marker goes down. Looks like the left side of the Saints were offside, the left side of that line. Free play there as Woodley tried to hit Overstreet. Good pass rushing by Clark and Kovac.
But Clark was offsides. He's the one who jumped prematurely. So it was a free play for Miami.
Bob, 36 penalties against New Orleans so far this season, just 13 against Miami. Some people say that Shula really knows how to work the officials.
Well, there's a plus and a minus to those penalties. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Overstreet, the single setback behind David Woodley. And it goes to Overstreet, and he bangs in across the 30. First down at the 31-yard line. Overstreet, who played at Oklahoma, met by Bruce Clark, number 75, a pickup of 4 on the play.
Last week, of course, the Miami Dolphins had trouble hanging on to the ball. Up front, Stevenson, Newman doing an excellent job. New Orleans Saints are good ball tacklers. And with the turnovers that Kansas City produced last week against the Miami Dolphins, their ball carriers, Miami's ball carriers, going to have to protect the ball today.
7 turnovers. They lost 5 fumbles last season. Double tight end arrangement. 7 Hardy 84. Bennett and Overstreet are in there. In motion goes Moore. The pitch back comes to Overstreet. First down and more. Overstreet gets it out near the 38-yard line. Doing a nice job. The tackle was made by Frank Watlet, number 49, the safety man. He had help from Johnny Poe, number 25. A sign wishing O.A. Bum Phillips, a happy birthday. As we mentioned, he was 60 last Thursday. He's 60 years young.
Got an awful nice gift from the owner too. Mr. Meekum bought him about a $20,000 saddle. It was sitting over a chair in his office yesterday when I was in the Saints camp. It has like $12,000 or $15,000 worth of silver in it. I asked him if he had a horse good enough to go into that saddle. He says, no, I got to buy one.
Mr. Meekum goes first class.
Yes,
He's
he does.
trying to get this ball club, of course, into contention. Bum Phillips has done quite a job here. 1st and 10 from the 39. And Woodley with time now on the run. Throwing long downfield. Incomplete, intending it for Woody Bennett. The coverage, Dave Waymer, number 44 for the Saints.
That was a design play to go totally to the left. It looked like David Woodley was trying to roll out all by himself over there. Good job by the linebacker. You just can't see him right at the right of the screen. Then Woodley, who is an excellent runner from down in this country, went to LSU. And, oh, that looks like a catch, Jay. That looks like a catch.
Very close.
We'll watch Bennett come out of the backfield. With Andra Franklin, they really don't throw to their fullback very much, but Bennett is a young man with great hands. Waymer got his hand up there in front of Bennett. Well,
handoff goes into the middle, and there's not much there, as it was Overstreet who was trying to get a little yardage, and the tackle was made by Waymer, number 44. It's going to be 3rd down and 11.
He shared time at LSU and now calling his own plays from the shotgun.
Mark Clayton is in there, an extra wide receiver. Over the middle, and the pass poorly thrown behind the intended receiver, Duriel Harris, number 82. Woodley had his man but threw it behind him.
As a head coach or a fan, you hate to see that. You get the time, you got the pass protection, the receiver runs the right route, and look at this. Thrown behind him. It would have been a 1st down, too. Those are the things that Woodley has had problems with this year. Very talented player, but he just doesn't seem to have the anticipation to get the ball on target.
There's the man who is set to receive the punt. And it'll be Reggie Roby. 18 punts, a 41 8-yard average, as long as 62. This fellow set an NCAA single season record in '81 with a 49.8 average. Look at him boom it. Taken in at the 15-yard line, and immediately a fine play is made by Robert Sowell. Sowell, number 45. The hang time 4.8 on that punt.
Distance?
We'll check the distance for you in just a moment.
I'd say that's close to 60 yards.
It was a boomer. 47 yards.
That shows you how much I know about yardage.
Your addition is not bad. Not bad. There's Stabler, of course, who'll do the quarterbacking with Wilson and Guy John. Scott, Groth, and Brenner. Brenner's a good target at tight end. Hill in the middle with the very talented Brad Edelman from Missouri. Afari, Obrey, and Brock. And right up the middle, they started off with Wayne Wilson. Wilson, who played at Little Shepherd College in West Virginia, averaging 3.5 per carry, stopped by Bob Baumhauer, the noseman, number 73. Betters, Baumhauer, and Bocamper up front for Miami. Rudzinski, Dewey, Roan, and Bowser. Judson, Small, and the Blackwood brothers, better known as the Bruise brothers. 2nd down, 7. No score in the first quarter. The handoff this time to Wilson. Wilson has a 1st down as he got over the 25-yard line. The tackle was made by Bocamper, 58, and Blackwood, 42.
Hey, Wilson is a very interesting story. When George Rogers is healthy, Wilson is the fullback. He's the lead blocker primarily for George Rogers. When George Rogers is out, Wilson then becomes the running back. Last week, over 100 yards rushing against the Dallas Cowboys. A very, very versatile athlete. You don't find many people who can do that week in and week out.
Stabler has completed 56.7. 59 out of 104 for 706 yards. Still hasn't thrown today as he calls on Wayne Wilson again. Wilson hit by Baumhauer, number 73.
That's Bob Kuchenberg, 67, 61. Roy Foster, the offensive line of the Miami Dolphins. And a little encouragement from their offensive line coach. Try to get things straightened out as best they possibly can.
Pick up a 4 on the last play. It'll be 2nd down and 6. 9 minutes to play in the first quarter. Stabler going to the air for the first time. The snake throws, got a man. And Brenner, the tight end. We mentioned when we introduced this offense that Brenner was a key man. Stabler over the years and likes to go to his tight end.
It started with Raymond Chester in Oakland, and then of course Dave Casper in Houston, and the snake can still put it out there. He's got eyes in the back of his head, it appears sometimes, and also great anticipation. He knows when a receiver is going to be open, and he's got such a quick release that he's very, very difficult to sack, Jay.
Pickup of 25 yards on the play. Lyle Blackwood made the tackle. First down at the Dolphin 44-yard line. Scratching his way through is Wayne Wilson, number 30 again, and now he is thrown all the way back. Baumhauer, 73, making the tackle. Let's look at what happened to this club last week.
Leading 20-19 in Texas Stadium. You'll see Stabler go back, and on your left, Dickerson in there to sack Ken Stabler. 21-20 Dallas. They did an outstanding job. They sacked Danny White 7 times last week. And the question is today, do they come back from a loss like that? I think yes. Without George Rogers, played Dallas that tough?
This time it is Wilson fumbling up the sideline, and Miami gets the football. Right along the sideline.
A.J. Dewey got the ball.
There's Dewey, born here in New Orleans, went to school at LSU.
Now, Jay, when Wilson coughs this ball up, I don't think he makes a lot of contact. He takes a hit. Whoa, just lost it. Yeah, it looks like it just slipped right off his hip. 56 Bowser on the hit, but he didn't hit the ball unless he got his hand around in front of Wilson. We could not see that, but Dewey on the recovery, and Miami gets good field position.
We welcome those of you who've been watching the Cleveland-Seattle action with Bob Trumpy. This is Jay Randolph, and those of you who've been watching the Denver-Chicago game. Here it's New Orleans and Miami. No score, first quarter. We've just had a turnover, the first of the game. The Saints fumbling, and here is Woodley on first down, throwing to the far sideline, completing it up at the 47-yard line to Duriel Harris. Harris, number 82, played at New Mexico State. That was his 260th career catch.
Jay, you'll notice that the cornerbacks of the New Orleans Saints do play soft. They give a good 8 or 9 yard cushion. And one thing that Miami has always been able to do is recognize things instantly. Don Shula standing there on the sideline when Woodley goes over there to
their new coach, Chuck Knox. Cleveland had won 3 in a row. Seattle 24-9. Chicago handled Denver at Wrigley Field, 31. Or not Wrigley Field, I should say Soldier Field.
Close enough, just down the street.
Well, quite a ways down the street. 31-14.
First down, Miami. They have not so far been able to run the ball very well, but they've thrown the ball a couple of times pretty well.
Don Shula, you saw him, a very successful coach over the years. Let's go to New York now and get an update from NFL 83. We'll get to that in just a moment. Right now, it is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line, and there's activity at the line of scrimmage. It looked like Derlin Moore, number 74, the nose man, and Dwight Stevenson, 57, got into it.
Encroachment, number 74, defense.
Derlin Moore called for encroachment.
Now that'll drive defensive coaches crazy. Derlin Moore is lined up on the center. All he's got to do is look at the football, and the coach tells him, look, when Pete Rozelle moves, you move, not till then.
Number 74, defense.
7 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
That's Wade Phillips, defensive coordinator. We got the only father and son combination coaching staffs in the NFL here today.
That's right. David Shula coaching the receivers for his dad. Woody Bennett, the single setback. First down, 5 at the 43. Bennett. Bennett very close to a first down at the 39. We've got an update from NFL 83 now on the Raiders and Washington action. Woodley wants to put it up, and he does, and he's got a first down. As carrying it all the way to the 31-yard line is Bruce Hardy. Hardy, number 84, getting his second catch of the season. Tackle made by Dennis Winston, 56, with help from Johnny Poe, number 25.
Jay, so far the deepest pattern they've thrown and completed has been about 7 or 8 yards.
That was a pickup of 8, just shy of the 30-yard line. 6:10 to go in the first quarter and no score. The only turnover, the fumble, just a short time ago by Wilson, picked away by Douay, and now you see Woodley's stats. He has driven his club down to the 31, 1st and 10. This is Overstreet, and nothing there. Playing a few games in the line, the Saints were, and it was Ricky Jackson, the linebacker, number 57, that made the play.
This defense is very impressive of the New Orleans Saints. They're very young, they're very aggressive, and they try to get on the line of scrimmage, get across that line of scrimmage to be disruptive as best they can. Ricky Jackson, one of 10 players from the Pittsburgh football team. Yeah, I see him going off the sideline. Giesler, the starting left tackle. Ricky Jackson of the Pitt Panthers, one of 10 players now starting in the NFL off the 1980 football team. Not a bad football team put together by Jackie Sherrill.
John Giesler out of the game. Big number 79, number 1 draft choice 5 seasons ago. Cleveland Green, number 74, now at left tackle for Don Shula's Dolphins. 2nd down and 9. Woodley is 3 out of 5 for 28 yards. He's going to the air here. And it is tapped away. A wonderful play over there by Johnny Poe. Poe, number 25, 4 interceptions this season out of the University of Missouri.
That was single coverage, too. New Orleans had a blitz. Poe had Darrell Harris all by himself. This is an excellent play by young Mr. Poe. So you just get his left hand in front of the ball. That's great recovery, and cornerbacks are oftentimes hung out to dry. Coaches like the recovery time. 5 yards away, how fast they can get back to that receiver. Johnny Poe's got great recovery time.
Joe Rose, number 80, is in the game.
They can run from here, Jay.
Out of the shotgun, 3rd and 8. And they do run, and they mishandle it. And there's a pile up, and the Saints get it at the 33-yard line. Jackson. Now they're waving it off.
They got the ball, but they're calling back the fumble recovery. You can't run. Well, let's watch this handoff. It appeared
An incomplete pass.
Forward pass. They're ruling it was a forward shuffle pass.
They're right.
They're right. It's a good ruling, I think. But take a look on it. They're ruling it was a forward shovel pass.
Now let's see what happens here.
Yep, forward pass right there.
It looks like Tony Nathan just took his eye off the ball.
Now, some people might have thought because it was behind the line of scrimmage. Bum taking a look at the replay upstairs. The head coach of the Saints, what a job he's done of getting these Saints together. Got everybody living here and working here and going at it.
They're not going to replay that play on the big screens here. They don't want any controversy.
Von Schaman will attempt the 47-yard field goal. Strock will hold.
Whoa!
Strock goes back and holds on. Kuchenberg had trouble with the snap.
It was high. Strock made the right choice, though. Don't do something dumb with the football. Just get on it. This snap appeared to have an awful lot of zip on it. Watch it go right through his hands. It's about head high. It's very unusual for Kuchenberg. Normally a very, very trustworthy center. And even though people wonder why he didn't get up, that's the smart thing to do. You get up, you want to make sure. Right now, Jay.
Wide to the right is Lindsey Scott, number 80. They lost 25 yards on that exchange in the fumble. And the give up the middle to Wayne Wilson. We have been told that George Rogers, who worked out this week, might play. At the moment, it is Wilson, 30, and Guy John, 46 in the backfield. Brudzinski, 59, made the tackle after a gain of 3 yards.
Let's watch Lindsey Scott here.
Scott, number 80.
There's George Rogers.
There's Rogers, of course. He's had a very fine year, 248 yards, 7.3 average. And we may see him at some point this afternoon. A little delay to Wilson. Across the 40, down to the 35-yard line. Good block by Brad Edelman, number 63, and John Hill, 62. And the tackle for Miami. Number 56, Bowser, was there along with Lyle Blackwood, 42. And it is a first down, an 8-yard pickup. And the Saints now driving. We still have a scoreless game with 3:50 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, I think Stabler's only thrown the ball once. That a completion to Hobie Brenner. Tight end.
That's correct. Going wide to the right this time is Grove. Set to the left side is Scott. Stabler now in his 14th year. A native of Foley, Alabama. Going to go now. And he throws. It's complete. At the 35-yard line. Wayne Wilson made the catch, and right there was Blackwood, Glenn Blackwood, number 47, only a pickup of 2.
Great catch, though. Good concentration on the football.
There's Stabler's statistics for 83. Here's a man who's thrown 186 career touchdowns, the Snake. You say he shouldn't even be playing.
You're right. He doesn't have the legs to play, but he can still throw the football, and I swear he must have the best peripheral vision of any quarterback to ever play. And I also think he is, without question, the best competitor this game has ever seen in at least the last 20 years.
Pitch back coming. Wilson at the 30. Penalty marker goes down. Wilson driving down the sideline, got it near the 26-yard line. Bowser 56 and Blackwood 42 on the tackle. And we'll have a discussion. The head linesman there is Leo Miles, Paul Bates, Bill O'Brien, Frank Sikovitz, Bama Glass, and Jim Kearney completing this crew, holding against the New Orleans Saints. San Diego Giants game. San Diego, Chuck Muncie's just scored. 5:45 of the first, leading 13-0 in that one. The Raiders and Washington. What a game they're having. Theismann to Joe Washington, who just scored. 37-35 Washington. And here it's scoreless. That is Wilson.
Interesting call.
Yeah, Wayne Wilson met by Doug Better's 75 and A.J. Dewey, number 77. Dewey changed his name on it. It used to be Dewey. Just Dewey.
Yeah. Apparently, though, the Cajun pronunciation is Dewey.
Whatever he wants, we'll try to accommodate.
Yeah,
He's quite a player.
Especially when you're looking him right straight in the eye.
2 invaders have already come in here and done a job on Louisiana clubs. LSU was beaten last night, and Tulane was beaten here last night by Vanderbilt. 3rd down and 15. Dolphins in a prevent defense. Stabler throwing down the sideline, and his intended receiver just couldn't get there. Jeff Groff. Groff out of Bowling Green. Coverage by Gerald Small, number 48. Oh, we'll see Russell Erxleben at this point in the game with 2:12 left first quarter.
Well, Miami a big plus there. Their defense came up stout, along with the penalty to New Orleans Saints turnover, and they get no points. Erxleben is going to punt it.
Erxleben is averaging 43.8. He set a record last season, 43% or 43 yards per punt.
I mentioned he is going to punt it. You never know about Erxleben back there, Jay. He might take off.
His longest punt this year has been 51 yards, and he's going for this near sideline. Kozlowski down there, and he falls on the ball right at about the 11-yard line. So that's where we will have Miami put it in play. We've got a timeout. 2:04 left to play in the first quarter here in the Dome. It's scoreless for that Washington club, and of course they're the defending world champions.
And Joe Washington too. What a player.
Woodley has completed 3 of 7, 28 yards. Woody Bennett, the single setback. Hardy and Johnson, double tight end alignment. Miami deep in their own territory. And the give goes to Bennett. Bennett breaks out. Still going, gets near the 20-yard line. Stopped by Jim Kovach, number 52. Quite a story here. Woody Bennett, injured much of his career, number 34 right there. Came to New Orleans to work with Boyer Coe at Body Masters in the winter of '79. Built himself up. He played at Miami. Of course, he was with Montreal and the Jets. And when he's right, he can make some things happen.
Yeah, good blocking there by Duriel Harris, 82 on the corner man. Corner man rolled up in coverage. Johnny Poe. Duriel Harris took him out. A nice little lane for Woody Bennett to run.
2nd down and a long one. 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Bennett again. He's got the first down. He worked his way to the 23-yard line. He was met there by Kovach, 52, Jackson, 57, and Clark, 75.
The offense very, very big. spacing. They want to control the line of scrimmage and soften that defensive line as best they possibly can. They go for Newman and Stevens in the center that can do it.
Miami's just picked up their 5th first down. Tony Nathan, number 22, is the setback in there now behind Woodley. Woodley in a hurry, throwing up the sideline and overthrowing his intended receiver. Right along the sideline, he was trying to get to Nat Moore, 89. Dave Waymer, number 44, had the coverage. I'd like to welcome those of you who have been watching the Raiders and Washington game. Boy, what a dandy victory for the Redskins as they pulled it out. This is Jay Randolph. Bob Trumpy is alongside. We're in the Dome, the Superdome in New Orleans. Saints and Miami are scoreless. 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. David Overstreet now the single setback. Handoff going to Overstreet. Up to the 30-yard line, short of the first down. Overstreet met by Derland Moore, number 74. Here's a final score. Dallas pulled it out against Minnesota. Dallas coming from behind again, 37-24. 7-yard pickup on the last play. It'll be 3rd down and 3. We have only 8 seconds remaining to be played in this first quarter, and that's going to be it.
Notice that John Giesler back in the lineup for the Miami Dolphins at left. Slow starting team, not something that Don Shula really likes.
Greg Stemrick is in the lineup in the secondary, number 27 for the New Orleans Saints. He was activated late this week. Here's an incomplete throw. As they were trying to get it to Overstreet, he was banged by Russell Gary, number 20 over there.
Pass protection so important for both of these football teams. Now when the Miami Dolphins go to the shotgun, they bring in Mark Dennard. He's the center, 63. Dwight Stevenson, 57. Generally the center moves to left guard, and he does a decent job there in pass protection. That ball once again thrown behind the receiver. I'm not sure that David Overstreet shouldn't have caught that, but still somewhat off the target. Here's the world's biggest punter.
And Groth is back to receive. Roby's first punt was 47 yards. This one takes Groth back, and he calls for a fair catch at the 18-yard line. Well, that's where the Saints will put it in play. Roby's punt a moment ago, 50 yards. Both of his punts have been inside the 20. There is A.J. Douay, number 77.
We'll isolate on him this play, see what happens. What A.J.'s doing.
First down, handoff going to Hokie Guyjon. Guyjon, who played at LSU. Tackle made by Brudzinski, 59.
Adam Joseph Douay. You can see him as a linebacker there. He also has 6 spots that he'll line up in, and he creates real confusion for the offense. Must be identified in passing situations for proper line blocking by the New Orleans Saints. You don't want to turn him loose on a running back in a passing set.
Pick up of 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Blitz by Douay.
Out it goes to Wilson. Wilson cuts it back and comes up short of the first down. It looked for a moment like he was going to get there, but a big play by Brudzinski, 59, and Douay, 77.
You can see the problem here. He comes in and blitzes. There's a man standing there waiting for him, but it's a screen. Douay now playing linebacker. He knows what to do there. Excellent tackle here. Great arm strength by Brudzinski and Douay. 3rd down and about 1.5 yards to go.
Douay played his high school ball at Reserve, Louisiana, Godshaw High School, number 1 draft choice. 3rd down and 2. Getting the call is Wilson. I don't believe he got the first down. It's going to be close. He's looking along the sideline to see if he got there. He needed to get near the 29-yard line.
I noticed that the New Orleans Saints are choosing to run to their left. That is the side of LaFari and Edelman, and it's against Beaucamper. And Kim Beaucamper, since the Super Bowl last year, has really had his problems playing defensive end. Seems to have lost a little self-confidence, although he had a decent ball game. Either Doug Betters is the other defensive end, and he is playing exceptional so far in this season.
And it is a first down. Originally a number 2 draft choice back in '68. Stabler at the controls is going to go upstairs. And it is complete out at the 37-yard line. The catch made by Eugene Goodlow. Goodlow's quite a story, number 88. He might be the best wide receiver on this roster. He played at Kansas State. The tackle made by Douay, 77, a pickup of 9.
Great speed he has, too. Great speed. A little underneath pattern by Goodlow. So far, the Snake has not chosen to go very deep. He respects that pass rush ability of the Miami Dolphins, and he's one smart cookie. Looks like he got his hair cut, too.
A little bit, anyway. The give is to Wayne Wilson again, and Wilson is over the 40. It looks like he's got another first down. That's the Saints' 5th first down of this game.
So far, the Saints are doing an outstanding job of controlling that line of scrimmage with Wayne Wilson and also George Rogers, even though he's not playing. The offensive line doesn't have to hold the blocks very long. There you see the center hill on Baumhauer, 73. And Edelman does an excellent job on Brzezinski. First down, New Orleans Saints.
Kenny Duckett, number 83 in the game now for New Orleans. Again, it is Wilson, and Wilson almost gets another first down. Stan Brock, number 67, the right tackle, doing a good job. Douay, 77, again on the tackle.
So far, the Miami Dolphins linebackers are simply overrunning the play, allowing Wayne Wilson the cutback. You do want to pursue along the line of scrimmage, but you don't want to give that guy a cutback against the grain. And New Orleans is gaining a lot of yards cutting back against the grain.
2nd and 2. Mark Brown, 51, is now the right inside linebacker for Miami, taking over for Ernest Roan. Wilson appears to have another first down.
This is where the game is won and lost, at the line of scrimmage. Double team on Baumhauer, almost. And then the right guard on Brown. Number 51, but you still see Wilson picking up the first down. They're doing a fine job, Jay, up there.
They
finding
are
a crack. And when Hill can handle the nose man by himself, then that 34 defense has got trouble.
Brown, the newcomer, 51, made the tackle with help from Brzezinski, 59. Wilson now 52 yards on 12 carries. Here's one that is overthrown. He was trying to get it to Kenny Duckett. Duckett, who is sneaky fast, number 83 out of Wake Forest. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New Orleans Saints and the NFL is prohibited.
Good story, great inspiration. Kenny Duckett has diabetes. Takes 2 insulin injections a day, Jay. And this week he has had the flu, and when he gets the flu, he just got to shut down, rest up. But he's still out there playing.
On 2nd down, Stabler upstairs and complete. That's number 86, Grove. And Grove was brought down by Douay, number 77. That time, Douay, the linebacker, on the inside, isolated there with Grove. And the gain down to the 42-yard line.
New Orleans Saints doing a lot of mixing it up. Nobody knows where the Snake is going to go next. And as long as they get decent first down yardage, then you pretty much got the offense. You can run all the plays you got in the playbook. Now 3rd and 5. Big conversion here for the Saints.
Don Shula, 14th season at Miami, part owner and vice president of the club. 3rd down and 5.
Brzezinski.
Stabler got away, rolls and throws, and incomplete, and they want an interference call, and now the flag comes in. Gerald Small is going to be called for interference against Lindsey Scott, number 80.
Now, here's the situation. Once that quarterback runs out of the pocket, if there's contact and it's incidental, they're going to call pass interference. But you can chuck them again, although the ball was in the air at that time, and therefore it is pass interference. I'm sure that's the reason for the call. All
right, should they have called quarterback in the grasp here on this play?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Pass interference, number 48, defense, first down.
You got the call, Gerald Small, but I'm amazed at the Snake's ability to get out of Brzezinski's tackle.
That's not in the grasp, huh?
Obviously not, if they would have called it.
Right, all right. Gerald Small got the call right there for the interference, and the Saints first down as they set up shop now at the 37-yard line. 9:40 to go, a scoreless game. We're in the 2nd period. Right up the middle. That's Jimmy Rogers. The first time we've seen him this afternoon, number 41. Rogers had only carried for 9.
5'10", weighs about 190 pounds.
Had tryouts at Chicago and Edmonton. Latched on here. Second down and 4. And here's Rogers again. Very close to the first down at the 27-yard line. Bowser 56 and Mark Brown 51 on the tackle. As we told you, Brown is playing for Ernest Roan at the right inside linebacker spot.
Have they featured the left side of their offense today or not yet? That's the only place they go. You see 47 Glenn Blackwood up there to support it right. And the pursuit is supposed to catch up with that ball carrier before he gets across the line of scrimmage. They got another measurement for a first down. Saints offense, I think, off their performance last week against Dallas, very much inspired.
They're doing it without George Rogers, although he may play. They'll stretch it out, and it is a first down. This big crowd likes what they see. The Saints controlling the football, beating Shula at the moment at his own game.
You're right, and Miami may have to go to the 4-man front with a little more regularity than they have in the first quarter and a half that we've seen. You can give another pat on the back to the New Orleans Saints with that stat they just showed you.
First down, 28-yard line. Wilson going out on the wing right. They give it to Wilson back the other way. Wilson's at the 20, the 18, down to the 17-yard line. Kelvin Clark, number 78, a nice block in the line for the Saints. Mark Brown, 51, made the tackle.
Interesting call, an old college play. They put Wilson up on the wing, and it influences everybody. But you can see the defensive lineman fighting against the Brock. Bowser really got blocked by, I believe that's Brock, 78. Does an excellent job. Another first down for the New Orleans Saints.
That was Kelvin Clark.
Excuse me, you're right.
12-yard pickup. That's all right. All right, now the Saints. Deepest penetration of either club. They're at the 16-yard line. Stabler, quick toss, and touchdown, Tyrone Young. First pass of the season for the rookie free agent from Florida, Tyrone Young. He blocked the PAT at Dallas.
That ball is on the money. Absolutely on the money.
Gerald Small was right there with him. What a catch.
You can't ask for better coverage either. Just single coverage. Young goes up and gets it. Snake puts it right on the money. Laces up on the left foot.
Anderson kicks the point. They moved 81 yards in 13 plays. It took over 7 minutes. And with 7:38 remaining to be played, Saints lead it 7-0 here in the first half. Well, there you see it. 13 plays, 81 yards, the 16-yard pass to Young, his first NFL reception, and it's for a touchdown.
We understand from the guys in the booth it's the first time he's been in the ball game in an offensive set.
That is correct. It was his first play.
That's not a bad start, Jay.
No. 1 for 1, and a big one. Anderson will kick off. Downfield in the deep spot. Fulton Walker for the Miami Dolphins, number 41. Walker averaging 20.9 per kickoff return. Walker comes up at the 3, at the 15, at the 20, out to the 23-yard line. So that's where Miami will put it in play. We're going to take timeout as the Saints lead the Dolphins 7-0.
An audible call at the line of scrimmage by Stabler. Once again, worth looking at. On the money. First play, first catch, first touchdown. Now, from another angle, you'll watch Gerald Small in coverage. He never sees the football. That's the ability of Ken Stabler to throw it before anybody's ready. And when you play with Stabler, you got one rule of thumb. You run the pattern, get your head around in a hurry. Because he's going to throw it before you're ready. You got to be there to catch it.
Be ready, huh? There's the point scored. First down for Miami from the 24. Woodley 3 out of 9, 25 yards. And Woodley on first down wants to throw. He does. It's completed. That's Tony Nathan. Nathan gets it out near the 30-yard line before Dave Waymer, number 44, the corner man, makes the tackle. David Woodley out of LSU. A cool customer, 8th-round draft pick from Shreveport. That area, of course, turned out fellows like Bradshaw and Ferguson also. 6-yard pickup on the play.
Saw Overstreet come in with a play from the bench, number 20.
Overstreet and Bennett in the backfield, 20 and 34. It'll be second down, 4. Wide receiver set to the left side. And getting the call is Woody Bennett. Bob Nairn, number 55, on the tackle. Next Sunday, join our good friend Len Berman as NFL 83. He'll kick off week 6. Stay tuned. We've got some exciting regional action. The Jets take on the Browns. Buffalo's at Miami. Denver at Houston. New England at Baltimore. And Seattle at San Diego. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area.
I cannot remember a half played when there were more measurements for first down. This is about the 7th or 8th time the officials have brought the markers out.
And here they come one more time. Jerry Seaman, the veteran referee, and his crew handling this, and a first down. Got 6 minutes and 29 seconds left to play in the first half, and the Saints lead at 7-0. A 16-yard pass play from Stapler to Tyrone Young. There's the first downs. Don Shula. Don, who went to school at John Carroll in Cleveland, a defensive back with Cleveland, the Colts, and the Skins. Double tight end alignment now for Miami with Nathan the single setback. First and 10 from the 34-yard line.
Reverse.
And a reverse. That's Duriel Harris. Gets away from one man, but can't make much out of it. Well, the Saints did an excellent job of reading that one. Reggie Lewis, 98, came across. Also, an excellent job by Waymer, number 44. San Diego leading the Giants 13-3 as we look at this again. No gain on the play. A lot of work there and nothing really happening.
Saints have played very, very well so far.
Ali Haji Sheikh has just kicked a 20-yard field goal to get the Giants in it. They have 8 minutes to play in the second period in that one. Here we have 5 minutes left in the second period. 3 wide receivers, Harris, Duper, and Moore in there. And a long throw down the near sideline, incomplete as he was trying to get it to Mark Duper. Duper, who played at Northwest Louisiana. They call him Super Duper. He's from Pineville, Louisiana.
Strong safety blitz by New Orleans. Pretty much had their way with Miami so far. They have been able to guess what Miami has in mind and put the right defense out there on the field. That time, safety blitz, and Woodley had to get the ball off in a hurry.
You'll remember earlier we mentioned that Mark Brown was playing the inside linebacker spot for Roan for the Dolphins. Roan has some rib injuries. He's been taken for precautionary x-rays. Third down and 10. Shotgun. Woodley going long downfield, and Rose is the man who was intended for. Here comes Johnny Poe back with it. Poe still on his feet up to the 38-yard line. Johnny Poe's 5th interception of this season. Poe now with 6 career interceptions. 25-yard return for him. It was intended for Rose.
Watch Sterling Moore on the left, pressure in Woodley's face. But this is just great individual effort by Johnny Poe. Interception. New Orleans has the ball at their own 38-yard line. Shula's words, there's the short reliever, Don Strock, signed to a new contract now. And there's the long reliever, first-round draft choice, Dan Marino out of Pittsburgh. We may see him here pretty shortly.
Handoff going to Wayne Wilson. Wilson getting a couple. He now has 66 yards on 14 carries. He's met by Brudzinski, number 59. A gain of about 2 on the play. Stabler is 6 out of 8, 60 yards and a touchdown.
Jay, one of the most important statistics nowadays in the game is average first down yardage. And the Saints, 5.7. Very impressive against this defense. Coming into this game, Miami's number 1 in the NFL.
The handoff going to Wilson, and Wilson over midfield. Wayne Wilson got a nice block from Tim Wilson. Tim Wilson out of Maryland, you know what Campbell always said about him, he did a heck of a job. He does it here too. The Wilsons combining.
The thing I like about this play is that Ken Stabler runs back to Wayne Wilson and gives him the football. He's got about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage before he gets to the line of scrimmage. And look at it, 78 yards and a half. That's very unusual against the Miami defense.
First down. They picked up 12 on the play. The Saints have run the ball 9 times on first down and now thrown the ball 5 times on first down. That an incomplete pass as it was intended for 86 Jeff Groth. Judson 49 on the coverage. Clock stopped with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left to play in the first half. The Saints lead it 7-0. Got Eugene Goodlow and Jeff Groth all in there now, wide receivers.
Miami with 5 defensive backs now.
Second down and 10, and a problem as the handoff went to Tim Wilson. He had a little trouble, lost his footing, went down at the 45, and Brown 51 and Judson 49 made the tackle. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
This is WDSU TV 6 New Orleans.
With Bob Trumpy, this is Jay Randolph as they look like they're getting somebody ready along those sidelines. Our score 7-0.
Miami now with 6 defensive backs, Jay. They got 4 men up front, Dewey one of them, 1 linebacker and 6 defensive backs.
And they put in Kozlowski and Langford, and the pass is incomplete. At the 40-yard line, intended for Wayne Wilson. Lyle Blackwood right there, a close call, incomplete pass. 2:58 left in the first half.
Now the big question is, who do the Dolphins come back with at quarterback? Rams over Detroit 14-3.
Eric Dickerson has scored 2 touchdowns in that game. They have 3:30 left in the second quarter. Russell Erxleben, his last punt was 30 yards. Punting time for the Saints, who lead at 7-0.
He's got a slightly pulled hamstring, but he said, I'm still the best punter this team has hurt.
Pretty strong, pretty strong. Downfield, Mark Clayton, the wide receiver, set to receive. The kick angled to the far sideline. A fair catch is called for, and it's gathered in over there at the 17-yard line by Kozlowski, number 40. We'll take a timeout here in the New Orleans Superdome. The Saints, 7-0.
Hold them, hold them, hold them. We're not back yet.
All right, it is first down at the 18-yard line. Marino is in there at quarterback. Dan Marino hands it off to Woody Bennett. And Bennett got back near the 20-yard line, strictly on his own effort. Dennis Winston, number 56, made the stop. Woodley, 4 out of 12, 34 yards, 1 interception. And taking over for him is Marino. There's the total yardage. You can see the Saints are putting it on him at the moment. Marino, the number 1 draft choice, wearing number 13, classic drop back passer. 11 of 17 for 90 yards, 64%, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's never been sacked in a pro game. Sliding through is Tony Nathan. Got a first down near the 30-yard line. Russell Gary, number 20, making the tackle, and we're going to get the 2-minute warning right here.
This
2
is
minutes to play.
Half.
Yes, it's moved right along. Of course, they've run the ball a great deal. It's 7-0. The Saints leading Miami as the 2 clubs are given the 2-minute warning here in the Dome.
We have been told by the Miami PR man Chip Namias that Don Shula will now call the plays for Dan Marino.
halftime. NFL 83. You saw that San Diego score. They lead the Giants. Here it's 7-0 Saints. Marino throws, and it is
flagged down.
Going to be pass interference. It'll be charged against Jim Kovach, number 52, as the pass was intended for Hardy, the tight end, number 84. And Kovach, the big guy from Kentucky, he was called for interference. There's also another penalty flag over here on the near sideline. So you see referee Jerry Seaman indicating that the call is going to go against New Orleans. There is Mr. Seaman and his group. Bama Glass, what a great name that is.
Pass interference, defense, first down.
First down at the 34-yard line. We get word definitely that Marino is not calling his own plays. He's getting the word from the sidelines. He throws. It's complete up at the 42-yard line. The catch made by Tony Nathan, and he got it across the 45. Clock running. No huddle. Winston 56 and Poe 25 on the tackle. Reggie Lewis 98 and Frank Warren 73 are now at the ends, replacing Clark and Wilkes. 13-yard pickup. A minute and a half to play in the first half. Marino fires downfield, and it's another first down as Bruce Hardy took it inside the 40-yard line to the 39-yard line. And now Miami calls timeout with 1:23 remaining in the first half. We'll take timeout. Saints 7, Miami nothing.
One company provides cars and trucks to satisfy the wants and needs of virtually every man and woman in the USA. That's today's Chevrolet. One company puts some of the world's most advanced manufacturing and design facilities to work for America. That's today's Chevrolet. America, you're on the move again. And Chevrolet is providing your wheels. Chevrolet! And you. Taking charge.
Billy Ray Perkins, for one brief moment, played left field in the majors. Looks like a strobe-light night.
Looks like a strobe-light night. Looks like a strobe-light night. When things are going
Strobe-Light, a great tasting beer that doesn't fill you up.
Looks like a strobe-light night.
Down the left field.
When nothing can go wrong. Looks like a strobe-light night. When good times come along.
Undefeated knockout artist John Collins battles tough Tony Simpson. Then powerful women attack the bars. And the Gold Cup Unlimited Hydroplane Race, boxing, barbells, and boats. All on the season premiere of NBC's Sports World.
Minute and 23 to play in the first half. 1st and 10. Miami at the Saints 37. 2 timeouts remaining for Miami.
Saints staying rather standard. They still have the 3-4 defense with 4 defensive backs in there.
And Marino calls on Nathan, and Nathan is inside the 30 and has a first down at the 27-yard line. The clock running with 1:15. Ricky Jackson, number 57, on the tackle.
That prevent attitude. Everybody's trying to keep those receivers in front of them, playing rather soft up front.
Marino may have called an audible. Blitz. And he throws, and it is incomplete. Oh boy. Waymer there on the coverage, but Duriel Harris had a catchable ball, number 82.
Audible at the line of scrimmage. You could hear Dan Marino yelling it. Looked like just a simple slant pattern into Duriel Harris. That ball should have been caught. Look at him. There's 9 guys up there at the line of scrimmage. 9 guys coming. Thrown slightly behind him, but you're right. That's a catchable ball.
If Harris makes that catch, he might have been able to step away and go all the way.
If the ball is on target.
Yeah.
Right in the numbers.
Right.
You're right. Touchdown.
Wide to the right goes Mark Duper. More to the left side. Eddie Hill, number 31, is in there. They're in the shotgun. 2nd and 10 at the 26. The throw is dropped. It was Tony Nathan, and again, a very catchable ball. It was Russell Gary, number 20, who had the coverage over there. The clock stopped now with 52 seconds remaining to be played. It'll be 3rd and 10 on the 26.
If you folks will remember, when Marino played at Pittsburgh, he had a great deal of difficulty throwing the ball in a tight spiral. There, it appeared that he wanted to put a little more zip on the ball out to Nathan, and the ball got out around. It's very tough to catch at that point. Of course, being a former receiver, I'm always going to take the receiver's side.
There's an old tight end talking, folks. 3 wide receivers in the game. Out of the shotgun they go. Marino throwing down the middle, and it's tapped away. Russell Gary, number 20. Fine job by the gentleman from Nebraska in his 3rd year.
7 guys back in coverage. Good pressure, although the offensive line does an excellent job of keeping them out. And you can see Russell Gary is 5 yards in front of the intended receiver, Nat Moore. I would say that Miami Dolphins are very fortunate that could end up in an interception.
Kuchenberg is into center. Remember, they mishandled one of these earlier. Strock will hold. Von Schamann from 45 yards out. Uwe von Schamann misses wide to the left from 45.
The impressive thing is that's just the 2nd scoring opportunity Miami has had in this half. New Orleans is playing very well.
They lead it 7-0. 3 timeouts left for the Saints. Let's see if they're just going to sit on this lead right now. They have 2 tight ends in there. Brenner 85, Tice 82. The handoff going to Wayne Wilson, number 30. He got it across the 30-yard line. Better 75 and Mark Brown 51 making the tackle. At halftime, NFL 83 will be bringing you up to date on the activities around the National Football League. 20 seconds remaining to be played in this first half. There's Bum Phillips, a good old boy who's brought them together down here.
You're right. One of those people that makes players play better than they really are. With that carry, I think Wilson's now close to 90 yards in the first half. Very impressive performance. I keep repeating that, but you can't discount the way New Orleans has played here in this first half, both offensively and defensively. Plus, they get the ball coming out to start the second half off, Jay.
The end of the first half. The New Orleans Saints lead the Miami Dolphins 7-0 here in the Superdome. Halftime activities coming up in a moment. The second half here in the Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. A sellout crowd watching the Saints and the Miami Dolphins in action.
Hey, first half stats very revealing. Look at that 101 yards rushing. The Dolphins coming into this ball game had allowed 107 per game through the first 4. And Wayne Wilson has 85 of that 101 yards total rushing. Everything else is pretty misleading. The time of possession, turnovers.
Miami, of course, the #1 defensive unit in the entire NFL. 3rd in the AFC against the rush. 1st in the NFL against the pass.
And New Orleans starts the second half with the ball and 7 points on the scoreboard.
Von Schamann will put it in play. Wilson, that's Wayne Wilson, and Kenny Duckett are back to receive.
Mr. Wayne Wilson, a very busy man for New Orleans. Not only carried it 16 times, now returns the second half kickoff. No.
And that was Duckett who took it in and downed it. So it'll come out to the 20-yard line, and the Saints will have Ken Stabler at quarterback with Wayne Wilson and Hokie Guyjon. Jeff Groth 86, Eugene Goodlow 88, the wide receivers. Hobie Brenner 85 is the tight end. They've got Hill with Obrey and Edelman, Afari and Brock.
We'll see the adjustments the Miami defense makes now in this third quarter. Through 4 games, they've allowed just 7 points in the third quarter. And with Bill Arnsparger, you can bet they'll generally come up with something. Let's see if we see a change at the outset. No, still a 3-man front. Betters, Baumhauer, Beaucamper.
Both wide receivers set to the right side. They give it to Wilson, and Wilson cracks out, doing an excellent job to the 27-yard line. Beaucamper 58 and Blackwood 42 on the tackle.
New Orleans has run primarily to the left-hand side of their offense, to the right of the Miami defense, and on that particular case, just poor tackling.
7 yards on the play. The Saints. John Hill, the center, a 12-year veteran. Edelman, just a second-year man from Missouri. Obrey from Oklahoma, second-year man. Brock in his 4th year. LaFari in his 7th. Up the middle, Wayne Wilson again. Very close to the first down. The stop was made by Doug Betters, number 75. Bob Baumhauer, 73 in there. Betters leading the AFC in sacks with 8. It is a first down. The Dolphins have Betters 75 and Bocamper 58 at the ends. Dewey and Mark Brown 51 on the inside. And Brown is playing for the injured Ernest Rome. Baumhauer is the nose man. The corners are Judson and Small, and Blackwood and Blackwood. Lyle and Glenn are at the safety spots. Stabler on first down, throws complete. Turning it back up the other way is Brenner, the tight end, all the way out to the 38-yard line. Glenn Blackwood, 47 on the tackle. You know, some people would call that second effort. I think it's better called continuous effort.
Very good point, Jay. Yes, and Stabler always likes those tight ends. For Miami fans, you're looking at a very confused Miami defense, which is not something you see very often of the Miami defense. The last time they allowed a running back 100 yards rushing in a regular season game was a couple of weeks ago against the Los Angeles Raiders, and that's a game that Miami lost and looked very bad doing it. Wayne Wilson is about to go over 100 yards today.
Groth and Goodlow again were set to the right side, and they bang Wilson right up the middle across the 40. He gets it to the 42. Bob Baumhauer, 73, the nose man on the tackle. There is Stabler, the snake, has not been sacked this afternoon. Came close to getting him one time. He's been sacked 9 times. It is a first down. Wilson has gained 99 yards on 19 carries. There is Wilson out of Little Shepherd College in West Virginia.
This will be his 2nd week in a row gaining 100 yards, and he's a replacement for George Rogers.
And there he goes again. Penalty flag thrown in there. We might have a holding call as Wilson again got the ball, and he darted up to the 45-yard line. Wayne Wilson hold.
That's going to be running into the kicker. Automatic first down.
Jim Jensen. Jensen, the quarterback, who plays on the specialty units. A 55-yard punt, but they're going to bring it all back. There you see the flag being picked up by our referee, Jerry Seaman. Thanks for bearing with us along the line, folks, until we got our picture back. Here you see it.
Jensen is not blocked into the punter. You see he leaves his feet, which is the big mistake. Runs in there, Slaven.
Running into the kicker, number 11, defense, first down.
So the call goes against Jensen, the number 11 pick. He was a quarterback at Boston University, played on the special teams. 7-0 New Orleans, 7:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. With Bob Trumpy, Jay Randolph. Here are the Saints from their own 35-yard line. Stabler completes it at the 45 on a comebacker, being whipped down very quickly. Lindsey Scott as Gerald Small made the tackle.
Once again, Lindsey Scott coming back for the football. The Miami cornerbacks now are playing very, very soft. And Lindsey Scott goes down 14 yards, comes back to about 9. And the snake puts it on the money. George Rogers, we have not seen yet today. Still suffering from a bad knee.
Practice this week. They said he was expected to play. We want to welcome our own viewers back to us. Nice to have them with us now as we have our pictures back. You didn't miss any scoring or any real important activity while we had the problem. Here is the give to Jimmy Rogers. Rogers, although he has played sparingly today, has been rather impressive when he got the call. Pokey Guyjon doing a nice job on the block there, number 46. Baumhauer 73 and Blackwood 47 on the tackle.
Again, they continue to run to the left. Their left, the defensive right of the Miami Dolphins, and the Dolphins got to come up with something else. They got to stop these guys. The defense has been on the field now in the second half, or most of the second half.
Bill Barnett is into the game.
Look at that.
He replaces Bocamper as they've gone now to an extra defensive lineman in there. 1st and 10 at midfield. A lot of time. Stabler right down the middle. A beautiful throw. That's Kenny Duckett. Duckett is inside the 25-yard line. First down. Lyle Blackwood, 42 on the tackle. Duckett, who is the diabetic. found an opening down the middle, and Stabler had time. 27-yard pickup.
Good protection for Stabler. He could look at about 3 different receivers. Duckett got between the defensive backs and the linebackers, and they were rushing 3 men, therefore had 8 back in coverage. Look at him pump that thing. He's behind the linebackers and in front of the defensive backs, and Miami defensively has not played well today at all.
Stabler gives it off, and driving through is Jimmy Rogers again. He's to the 20-yard line, or just shy of the 20-yard line.
Jay, you mentioned that Barnett is now at defensive left end for the Miami Dolphins. He's not an extra defensive end. And apparently finally caught on that New Orleans thinks that Beaucamper is the weak link, and they're going to keep running at him. Therefore, they bring Barnett in. Here comes Beaucamper back in now.
Barnett made that last tackle along with Mark Brown, and it is Beaucamper back in and Barnett out. Apparently, they saw something, wanted to talk it over. So it is 2nd down and 8 at the 21-yard line. Saints leading 7-0, trying to get more. Banging up the middle goes Jimmy Rogers. Rogers hurtling over defenders, getting to the 16-yard line. Mark Brown, 51, playing for the injured Ernest Roan, made the tackle.
You hate to point a finger at someone, but you see 64 LaFerry, offensive tackle against Beaucamper, 58. And Kim, or Bo as his nickname is, not standing his ground so far today.
Now they've got 3 wide receivers, Scott, Groth, and Duckett in there. Going wide to the right is Duckett. You've got Scott and Groth set to the left side. 3rd down and 3 at the 16. The handoff to Wayne Wilson. Wilson inside the 15-yard line, short of the 1st down. And the fans here really getting involved now. Are you doing a little coaching? They say go, 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 and Stabler.
No. You take the points here. You're up 7-0.
That's right.
Take the points. The way New Orleans defense has been playing today, there is no reason right now to take a chance. Put the points on the board.
And the young kicker, Morton Anderson from Michigan State, 6 field goals out of 9 attempts, his longest 42 yards. He's missed from 46 a couple of times, had 1 blocked. This one will be marked down at the 22, a 32-yarder. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Saints increase their lead. Tack on 3. 2 minutes, 56 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. And the Saints are shutting out the Dolphins. It's 10-0. Fulton Walker set to receive the kickoff. A boomer. Anderson kicked it right on out of there. There he is. Young man from Michigan State. Miami will have it at their own 20 when we come back. Miami from their own 20-yard line. Marino in there at quarterback. 3 out of 7, 26 yards. Woody Bennett, 34, is the single setback. Marino took over for David Woodley.
Blitz coming, Jay.
Marino over the middle, and it's complete. 1st down out over the 45-yard line to Bruce Hardy. Hardy right down the middle, a beautiful throw from Marino, and a 1st down, and Hardy is hurt.
He really got blasted catching that football. Looked like a double rotation zone. Corners up, safeties out. You see Kovac, 52, bite on the play fake, and therefore Hardy goes right behind him. There you see 1 hit. He keeps going. Oh, he turned his knee or his ankle. Hopefully he's all right.
You're gonna love it.
This computer makes sure everything fits like it's supposed to. And when things fit right, they work right. You're gonna love the way things fit.
Miami nothing, 3rd quarter.
Watch this play. Lower left-hand side, 52, Jim Kovac. Now, this is inexperience. Miami's only rushed the ball for 68 yards, and yet watch him. He bites on the play fake. Thinks it's a run. Then you see Hardy, 84, go right by him. The vulnerable spot of that double rotation zone is down through the middle. You got linebacker coverage on the tight end. The way this defense has played so far today by New Orleans, I'm rather surprised that Kovac would bite on that play fake, Jay.
Hardy going off. He's been replaced by Dan Johnson. Clayton, 83, in there now with Mark Cooper, 85. Nathan and Bennett are the setbacks behind Marino. Marino going upstairs. Goal Clayton, the intended receiver. Frank Watlett, the man who broke up the play, number 49. Good pressure by Bruce Clark, 75 there at the end against the young quarterback. And one of the Dolphins, I think it's Clayton. It is Clayton. He's down.
Good job by Clayton, though, making sure that there's no interception on the play. Ball was kind of thrown up, had a nice little rainbow on it, and Clayton did the right thing. He couldn't catch it. Make sure the other guy can't catch
it. We'd like to give you a quick demonstration of the IBM Display Writer Office System. It lets you type, edit, and file electronically. It points out misspelled words and the correct alternatives. It can be used as a computer, and it can send information to whoever needs it. The IBM Display Writer helps you get your job done so quickly, it helps you look good.
I was on the road with 3 more sales calls to make. And it sure was a bad time for my muffler to go out. My old muffler was from Midas. So I found a Midas shop in the next town and showed them my guarantee. I'm in kind of a hurry. They honored it with no hassle and got the job done fast. When you count on your car like I do, it's great to be able to count on Midas.
Trust the Midas touch.
20. Loss of 10. Clayton, Moore, and Duper, 3 wide receivers set out. They're in the shotgun. Marino hit, picked off, coming back with it. Reggie Lewis. No, they're not going to call it. Reggie Lewis coming back with it. Are they going to call it a touchdown? They're going to say yes. A stunned Don Shula. It was Frank Warren who came in, got to Marino, he lost the ball. Reggie Lewis, the free agent from San Diego State who played in Canada, 3 times all CFL, big number 98, rolled it in there.
Jay, this is the 2nd week in a row that this has happened for the New Orleans Saints. Last week, ball tipped up in the air. Johnny Bo ran it in. This time, Reggie Lewis. Anderson with a point after it. It's good.
1 minute and 23 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. And the Saints add 7 more. There's Reggie Lewis. This crowd is roaring now. Let's look at this play again. My problem with this was that I was screened a little bit. I thought it might have been called an incomplete pass, but of course the ball never touched the ground. I can see that from that angle.
Frank Warren got the ball up in the air. He beat 68. Eric Loxo of Miami, 6 points.
27-yard return for the touchdown. Walker is back to receive the kick from Anderson. Walker will down it in the end zone, and Miami will put it in play at the 20-yard line. And this crowd here in the Superdome is beginning to really get fired up.
Jay, we got a very late flag. Very late flag on the field.
Well, let's see. There might have been some rough stuff somewhere. The officials are stepping in front of the Dolphins, number 67, Bob Kuchenberg there.
He just came on the field, though. He was very late, also throwing about 35 yards.
Referee Jerry Seaman.
What else? Illegal pushing the back.
And it'll go against Miami.
So now they go half the distance to the goal. It'll be 1st and 90 from the 10. And Shula can't be happy. This is last week they played like this and won.
Illegal block, number 76, receiving team. Since there was no return, we would take the touchback and then penalize 10 yards, 1st down.
Oh, the call goes against Steve Clark, the defensive tackle, 2nd-year man from Utah, and Miami starts from its own 10-yard line. There's the penalty yardage. the Saints defense is fired up. That play by Whitney Paul, number 51. We're going to pause briefly now for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
This is WDSU TV6, New Orleans.
With Bob Trumpy, Jay Randolph at the Superdome. New Orleans 17-0 over Miami. It'll be second down and 11. Miami in a big hole, down 17-0 late in the third quarter. Marino throwing, overthrowing, intending it for Nat Moore, the 10-year veteran from Florida. Dave Waymer had the coverage, number 44.
New Orleans has just got Miami's offense and their defense confused. I can't remember a play that they haven't blitzed on New Orleans. They have had people in Marino's space and Woodley's space all day long. And when you've got plan A on defense working, they're going to stay with it. So far, it's resulted in a shutout.
There's Tim Wilson right there. He's been visiting with that group down there.
All the running backs together.
3 wide receivers in there. Third and 11. Marino over the middle and a first down. The catch made by Mark Duper. Duper, the number 2 draft choice. He's from Natchitoches, Louisiana.
See the pressure once again by Marino. Very tall, good presence standing in there, and then a nice little move by Moore to pick up the first down. That's a big one.
That is a very big play. 6 seconds left in the third quarter. 13-yard pickup for the first down. So, to come to the end of the third quarter, the score, the Saints 17, Miami nothing. We'll be back after this from your local station. Today's game is brought to you by Jeep Cherokee and Jeep Wagoneer. When it comes to four-wheel drive, one word says it all. Jeep. By MCI Mail, the nation's new postal system. And by Anheuser-Busch St. Louis, the Brewers of Michelob. Some things speak for themselves. Well, at the moment, 17-0, Saints. First and 10 from the 22-yard line for Miami. To the fourth period we go. They're coming again at Marino. He throws, and it is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Mark Clayton. Clayton coming right down the sidelines. No chance to make that catch. Total offense for 3 periods. Miami held to 57 yards net rushing, 98 yards passing, 155. The Saints, 136 to 118 in the net rushing and passing. 255. Moore comes wide to the right. Duper set to the left side. Second down and 10. And the handoff going to Tony Nathan. Nathan gets up to the 28-yard line. Let's go to New York. An update from NFL 83. Quite an interesting. That might come back to haunt them, huh?
Didn't the Giants do that a few years ago?
I think so. 3 wide receivers in here now on third down and 3 for Miami. Play action. Marino in trouble. Marino goes down at the 21-yard line. Reggie Lewis, number 98, makes the play. He's the man that scored the touchdown just a few moments ago.
Jay, once again, Johnny Poe in coverage on the wide receiver. You watch Marino look to the left. Poe has just knocked the receiver down. There's no outlet. He's got no one else to go to. And 3 New Orleans Saints back there to get and Marino.
See the sack rankings right there. The first sack today for New Orleans, 21 on the year, loss of 6 yards. Groth set to receive the punt.
Whoa!
Roby bangs this one, and Groth is all the way back at the 21, at the 25, at the 30, out to the 35-yard line, to the 37-yard line. Miami's Robert Sowell, number 45, made the stop, a 56-yard punt. Randolph handoff with Bob Trumpy, and the Saints shutting them out. This would be some victory for New Orleans if they get it here before this sellout crowd.
Well, people here in New Orleans wondered what the loss last week to Dallas under the circumstances would do to this football team. Obviously, Bum Phillips has made believers out of these football players. That historically has been the way Bum Phillips coaches. They now believe in themselves, shutting out Miami 17-0. No one could have expected that.
1st and 10 from the 36-yard line, and the handoff going to Wayne Wilson. Wilson was shaken up a little bit earlier. Back in there now. Wilson has gained 101 yards, tack on 4. That's 105 yards on 21 carries for him. Stop was made over there by Doug Betters, number 75. And what the Saints want to do now is run the football and run the clock a little bit with 13 minutes to play in this game.
Look at that.
Stabler is 11 of 17, 118 yards, 1 touchdown. And the handoff again to Wilson. Wilson to the 49-yard line. Stan Brock with a nice block. The #1 draft choice from Colorado 4 seasons ago, number 67. Lyle Blackwood 42 and William Judson 49 on the tackle.
Well, now the New Orleans Saints can just run it about anywhere that they want. It's one of the few times today, Jay, we've seen them run to their offensive right against Doug Betters, 10 yards on the carry. And the offensive line of the New Orleans Saints, they deserve the game ball today. They have played extraordinary football.
We talked about that early on and in our meetings last night, how important it was to gain the line of scrimmage, and it's been the Saints that have done it. Again, it is Wayne Wilson. And Wilson is down to the 48-yard line. He kind of just went down on his own over there. Pickup of about 3.
I'm rather surprised that Miami hasn't gone more with the 4-man front. And this will be the 2nd straight week that Wayne Wilson has rushed for 100 yards. Last week against the vaunted doomsday defense of Dallas.
It's the 3rd 100-yard day of his career.
And this week against the NFL's #1 defense. What will this team be like with George Rogers back, Jay?
I'll tell you, they're very impressive this afternoon. Penalty marker goes down, and we'll wait and see who pulled who off. And Wayne Wilson getting the call. Number 75, Betters, with Rudzinski 59 on the tackle. Next week, the Saints will play the Falcons in Atlanta, and the Dolphins play Buffalo at the Orange Bowl next Sunday.
You can see the Miami players, their hands on hips. That defense has been out there on the field a long time today, especially in this second half.
There's the flag, and let's get the call from Jerry Seaman, our referee.
Illegal motion, number 30, offense.
Call went against Wilson. Illegal procedure.
That was leaning a little bit forward.
He's out of the ball game. They've got Goodlow 88, Duckett 83. 2 tight ends, Brenner 85 and Tice 82 in there, and Gajan is the single setback. The Dolphins are in a prevent defense, and the draw play goes to Gajan, and Gajan is down to the 47-yard line. John Hill, the 12-year veteran center from Lehigh, with a good block there. Round 51, Rudzinski 59 made the play.
Stabler's going to be very conservative here. He's got a 3rd down and about, 6 or maybe 7. He's going to look for a delay pattern. He does not want to turn the ball over here to give the Miami defense any momentum whatsoever.
Clock running with 10 minutes, 50 seconds remaining to be played. The Saints shutting out Miami 17-0. Stabler 11 of 17. The Snake, very careful, throws, and not a first down. At the 41-yard line, the catch was made by Kenny Duckett. Small did a good job there, Gerald Small, raking him out of bounds just shy of the first down.
Kick the football.
I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, but I would imagine that's what they're going to do. Bum Phillips from Orange, Texas. He was a guard at Lamar Junior College, Marine Corps veteran, played at Stephen F. Austin. He's also the general manager here, of course, and what a job this fella has done. What a nice man he is, too, for those of us who have the opportunity to know him and visit with him.
We could do anything.
at the 41-yard line. Punting situation.
You mentioned Bum Phillips. He certainly has the respect of the players. They will go anywhere for him and do anything. They are convinced that he's right. They're going to take the 5-yard penalty here, and the 5 yards is probably not going to hurt New Orleans. Well, they are going to kick it.
They're going to kick it now. Kicked it with 1 second left to the far sideline, and it is out of bounds right along the 10-yard line. Let's call it at the 11. A little coffin corner job there. Nice job indeed by Russell Ertzlater. 17-0 New Orleans. People have gathered here, sold out Superdome. The Saints have responded 17-0 over Miami. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for the Dolphins. Going in motion, Nat Moore, and the handoff up the middle, and there's not much there.
Jay, I'll tell you what, I've been on both sides of the line of scrimmage in games like this. When you're the Miami offense, no matter what you call, they're beating you off the ball. Yep. They're there before you get the handoff. No matter what you try to do, nothing works. You go to game plan B, run the back page of the playbook, nothing happens. You can't get off the ball. You feel tired, hurt, sick. You're thinking about the long ride home. For New Orleans, no matter what defense they call, it's the right one.
That was Woody Bennett on that last play, and a pickup of 2. 2nd down and 8. Marino rolling to the near sideline, throwing on the run and way over his intended receiver at the 31-yard line. He was trying to get it to Joe Rose, but Rose would need a stepladder to get to that one. Russell Gary, the strong safety, number 20, on the coverage. Don Shula's watched his club be rather ineffective here, and he's watching this play as the ball was thrown too high.
He's thinking, what do I call next? Now what do I do? 2 of 9. The Dolphins have converted on 3rd downs to 1st downs. They've now got 3rd down and 9. Well,
they've got Clayton and Duper and Moore, 3 wide receivers in there. 9.5 minutes to play in the game. Saints 17-0. Marino 5 out of 14. And complete out to the 25-yard line, and a 1st down. A fine catch by Nat Moore.
Marino nailed that one too, Jay. He really fired that one. Good pass protection that time. 4-man front by New Orleans, but Marino just over that front leg really zipped that ball out there. Watch the power he's got behind this. And he throws it on a spiral. That is zipping the ball in there for a 1st down.
And Moore went down and gathered it into his belly in fine fashion. 1st down averages.
Certainly misleading this 2nd half. Look at the Saints, though, in the 1st half. 8.3 yards.
That's in the 2nd, I believe.
Excuse me. No wonder they're winning.
Yep. And dropped by Nathan. Tony Nathan at the 31-yard line. The receivers today have had a little trouble holding on at times for the Dolphins. That's hurt them. They find themselves with only 8:50 remaining to be played in this game and down 17-0.
Nathan should have caught that one. There's John Sandusky in front of Don Shula. Sandusky with the headset on. Don Shula saying, what else can happen today? Sandusky is the offensive line coach.
Shula's had 5 teams in the Super Bowl. The 72 team, of course, won Super Bowl 7. They came back the next year, won Super Bowl 8. 17-0 the Saints. 2nd down and 10 at the 26. Marino throws it out to Nathan. Nathan got a block. He's at the 35, the 40, the 45, midfield, 1st down, and lots more. Ricky Jackson, 57 on the tackle. Nate Moore did a good job of helping out, getting a block for him, number 89.
Nate Moore did have a good block, 89. Where's this been all day? Marino, you can see that Tony Nathan is the outlet receiver. Good little move there. Woody Bennett with a block, and then out to your left right there is Nat Moore on the block. Good pickup.
25 yards. Clock stopped with 8:25 remaining as one of the Saints is shaken up on the far side at the 44-yard line. Marino going over to talk things over with head coach Don Shula. For David Woodley. Luther getting the call and replacing Fouts.
The bad news is that Fouts' throwing shoulder, the right shoulder too.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Marino over the middle. It's complete. That's Joe Rose, the tight end from California, number 80. And Glenn Red, 58, and Dennis Winston, 56, the inside linebackers on the tackle.
About all Miami's gotten in the form of a passing game today is to sneak somebody underneath the linebackers of the New Orleans Saints. They have done an outstanding job in coverage. And coming into this football game, it was a defensive backfield that was somewhat suspect. They played well, made big plays, but they seemed to blow coverages.
Eddie Hill, number 31 in the game now with Nathan.
Blitz again.
And another completion to Rose. You know, they're going to give them that short pass over the middle because there's 7 minutes and 25 seconds to play, and they'll let you gut it out a little short one at a time. That's no problem. Vernon Perry is in the game now, and he's coming out. Gary is back in.
Don Shula telling Dan Marino, call a play, call a play. Now, New Orleans is going to let him catch the ball in the middle, as you said. They want to keep him from going out of bounds, and time now is their ally.
And Marino now goes to the far sideline and makes a fine throw over there to Mark Duper.
Now, that's what they did not want to do. The prevent defense idea is don't let anybody get deeper than you are. Play aggressively back there. Make them catch the ball in the field of play. Now, you can see the loose coverage on Duper. 57, Ricky Jackson. At the bottom of your screen is underneath. He's supposed to be out there in the passing lane to make sure that that ball cannot be completed and allow the receiver to get out of bounds. That's the idea of the prevent defense.
Marino is 10 out of 20. Has thrown one interception. 132 yards.
Whoops.
No flags. Here's a throw that is complete at the 10-yard line. It was Joe Rose again. Rose has excellent hands. And
they got away.
Shula's upset.
Eddie Hill was moving, but Shula saying, look, no plays from the sideline. Call a play. Do it out there.
Ball just shy of the 10-yard line. 6.5 to go in the game. Saints 17, Miami nothing. Wide to the right goes Nat Moore. Mark Duper is set to the left side. Marino trying to rally Miami.
This looks like blitz. 9 guys at the line of scrimmage.
And they beat the blitz and get the touchdown to Mark Duper. A beautiful call on Marino's part. The blitz was coming. And on the board with 6:16 to go, the Dolphins.
Now that's an audible at the line of scrimmage. He sees all 9 guys up there. Duper just gets inside Johnny Poe. One of the few mistakes Johnny Poe has made all day. The idea of that defense is if you're a cornerback, don't let that man in the middle. That's where our defense is vulnerable. Good call by Marino and an audible at the line of scrimmage.
Duper from Natchitoches, Louisiana, played at Northwest Louisiana. His second touchdown of this season. The extra point. Uwe von Schaman with Don Strock holding.
We got an onside kick coming up. I'll bet you.
Might be. The kick is up, and it is good. And 6:16 remaining to be played, and it is 17-7. The Saints are leading it. Here a look again at how to beat the blitz.
The blitz all the way. The vulnerable spot inside. Poe allows Duper in there. 6 points Miami. 17-7.
6:16 to go. Von Schaman to kick off. Will it be the onside variety?
New Orleans thinks so, Jay.
Fulton Walker is the only man back. They've got all their specialty guys up front. Now he booms it. And it is going to go into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. Let's go for an update now to NFL 83 in New York. Thank you, Len Berman. I said just a moment ago Fulton Walker was back. That was not Fulton Walker back, of course. There's the scoring drive. 10-yard pass to Duper. The man who was back was Jimmy Rogers for the first time. All right, it's first down now for the Saints, and they want to run some of the clock again. And getting the call again is Wayne Wilson. He's had over 100 yards today, and Wilson gets a couple here before he's brought down by Baumhauer 73 and Brown 51.
Shula's now asked his defense to do something they have not been able to do all day long, and that is stop the New Orleans Saints, turn the ball over in a hurry, either by punt or by interception or fumble recovery, give the offense another chance.
Wilson has carried the ball 24 times this afternoon. That's Wayne Wilson.
Last time that Miami was shut out, you did the game, didn't you? 1982 in New England, 3-0.
That was the snowplow game.
Yes.
Bob Greasy and I worked that game, and it was quite an affair. Handoff again goes to Wayne Wilson. Wilson, a free agent. He was the top offensive man in '82. Originally a number 12 draft choice. Better's 75, Baumhauer 73. 5-yard pickup, 3rd and 2.
Just got a little shot of Bill Arnsparker, assistant head coach of the Miami Dolphins, with the headset on the sideline. Very unusual to have Miami defense. There he is, calling the hand signals right in front of Bowser. He's the guy that has designed this defense, and now 4-man front for Miami. Got to stop him here.
3rd and 2. And a delay, and they stop him. That didn't fool anybody. A little delay to Wayne Wilson, and a great job by number 70, Bill Barnett. Barnett in there, out of Nebraska. He's a late bloomer, 4-year man. And Erxleben will have to come on to punt.
I said a 4-man front. Actually, that was a 5-man front by Miami Dolphins. They realized the importance of shutting down that 3rd down conversion. Well, Miami's got a chance to get their hands back on the ball. 4:20 left. 17-7 score, final quarter.
Russell Erxleben, a number 1 draft pick, went to school at the University of Texas. Mark Clayton is back to receive the punt.
I think he'd go after it here, Jay.
Let's see what Miami does. Are they coming? They
Yeah.
put on a lot of pressure. He just did get it away. Penalty marker down. Clayton at the 40, 45. Clayton still on his feet, gets a block, gets to midfield, but all of this is going to be for naught because we're going to have a penalty.
It's Jensen again, number 11. I think they're going to call the penalty on him.
Erxleben shaken up pretty good there.
He and Mark Brown, number 51 of the Miami Dolphins, both made contact. Now here's the mistake. Here's the mistake. Coaches will tell players time and time again that when you rush the punter, we got a New Orleans player down on the field. There's Erxleben.
It's Jimmy Rogers.
Acting. But Shula and all coaches tell their players trying to block a punt, you aim for a spot 4 yards in front of the punter. Don't aim at the punter. And what happens is,
there's Rogers.
Jimmy
He's
Rogers.
getting up.
I think he got his bell rung. You'll watch both Jensen and 51 Brown go straight into the punter.
Personal foul, running into the kicker, number 11, defense, 1st down. Yeah, I got it.
See, that's the mistake. You got to go across that punter's leg. That's the 2nd running into the punter penalty that has been called on Jensen. What he's saying is I got blocked into it.
Yeah.
What the officials know, and he doesn't, is he got blocked into it by his own man.
Well, and you said earlier when it happened before that one of the problems was when you leave your feet, you're really vulnerable in that situation.
And you can't do that.
3 minutes, 47 seconds left. And the Saints retain the football at their own 32-yard line. Coming out to the near sideline, Scott and Duckett, 80 and 83. That's Wayne Wilson again. We had mentioned at the top of this broadcast that we might see George Rogers, but no need to see George Rogers the way that Wilson and company have controlled this football. And a great deal of credit to Hill, Edelman, O'Bray, Brock, LaFari up front for the Saints this afternoon. Kansas City putting it on St. Louis in the 4th quarter.
If you're Bum Phillips, Jay, now you got a real dilemma. What do? Do you keep Wayne Wilson and give him the ball back there when George Rogers comes back? Wayne Wilson's going to be a lead blocker for George Rogers. Another 1st down.
I think Bum be happy to have the problem.
But it is a dilemma.
It is a dilemma. But there's O'Bray again with a fine block, 66. Bum will get it worked out. This is going to be some victory this afternoon for the Saints. Blackwood, Lyle, and Blackwood Glenn making the play. It's a 1st down, and the clock showing 2:45, and we're counting.
As we said at the top of the program, Bum Phillips promised these Saints fans that after 6 games they'd be 4-2. Coming into this game 2-2, and they're 236 now from being 3-2.
Wilson 136 yards on 28 carries, and here he goes again. Make it about 138 or 39 yards on 29 carries as he was stopped by Emmett Tilley, 52, and Lyle Blackwood, 42. A pickup of 4 on the play, out to the 46-yard line, and a timeout now called by Miami with 2:21 left to play. Announcement. Our good friend Bob Kuchenberg furnished as a public service for the National Football League. Cooch been a great credit to the game out of Notre Dame in his 14th year.
He and his compadres on the offensive line have certainly played better games.
Stabler, 12 out of 18, 124 yards, 1 touchdown. While I have a moment, I want to thank this great support crew here in New Orleans. It's always a great pleasure to come here. Our spotters, Chris Byrne and Caven Byrne. Producer spotter, John Byrne. Visual stat, Steve Byrne. The Byrne clan does it all down here. And Wayne Wilson has done it all today. Wilson all the way down to the 46-yard line. Lyle Blackwood, 42 on the tackle. Another first down.
They have pretty much had their way.
Ground level view of the action for you.
He's now over 150 yards rushing. And a great job by Tim Wilson, 45 behind. I'm telling you, they have just had their way with this defense. You could have expected a lot of things today. This is not one of them.
No, indeed. Tuesday night, you want to stay with NBC for the excitement of the American and National League Championship Series. Our coverage begins Tuesday night at 8 Eastern Time. From Los Angeles, they'll meet the Phillies. And then on Wednesday afternoon at 3 Eastern Daylight Time, NBC will be in Baltimore for the start of the American League Championship Series as the Orioles and the White Sox get together for all of the great playoff action in both leagues. Stay with us right here on NBC Sports.
Now here's a surprising stat. Miami has run 57 plays, and the Saints have now run 58. And today you would think that the Saints have run the ball about twice as much as Miami, right?
Indeed.
There you can see the frustration of Shula.
Great job today by the folks who have been bringing you the pictures and the sound.
Here's a name for you right behind Don Shula's Bob Matheson.
Bob Matheson, was he a player?
He was the guy that the 34 defense was originally designed around, only then they call it the 53 defense. That was his number. And Arnsparger in front with a headset, Shula and Bob Matheson. Those guys really introduced the 34 defense to professional football.
Ralph Abrams, our producer today, and Dick Klein, our director, and homecoming for Mike Hadley, a New Orleans boy, working with us here. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line, and Wayne Wilson gets the call again.
I mentioned the 34 defense, and they introduced it. Hasn't worked today, has it, Jay?
No, it hasn't. 2-minute warning here in the Superdome. Saints 17, Miami 7, and now here comes another one of those fantastic finishes.
Time for Dallas in the playoffs. Trailing San Francisco 28-13, Roger Staubach comes off the bench and hits Billy Parks on a nifty one up the middle. After a field goal following an onside kick, Staubach is back with a perfect strike to Ron Sellers in the end zone. The miraculous Cowboys score 17 points in the 4th quarter and steal a shot at the championship from the 49ers.
The officials, you'll see them huddling there at the 45-yard line. I don't know what the meeting is about, but they're getting everything set for the final 2 minutes of play. Wayne Wilson now has 150 yards on 31 carries. A splendid afternoon for the young man who is now in his 5th season.
Oh, look at that. 90-1.
Not an unbelievable statistic. Out of the huddle they come. The Saints leading at 17-7. With 120 seconds to play. 2nd and 8. And who's got the ball? Who else but Wayne Wilson? Wilson piled up by Dewey 77 and Betters 75 at the 38-yard line.
You can see Bob Baumhauer 73 right there in the middle, kind of shaking his head. No matter what we've done today, it has not worked. And
New Orleans is going to go to 3-2. The Dolphins will be 3-2. Next week, the Dolphins play Buffalo at the Orange Bowl, and the Saints are on the road at Atlanta. 3rd down and 4. Wayne Wilson again. Not quite enough for the first down. He stopped at about the 37-yard line. Upended by 59, Brodzinski, and 40, Mike Kozlakowski.
Or Kozlowski.
Kozlowski, excuse me. 1:15 to play. 1:15 to play, and they're going to take a timeout, stopping the clock. That'll leave them with 2 timeouts remaining.
I'll tell you what, Miami's problems may continue next week playing Buffalo. They face again a great running football team with Joe Cribbs.
10 to play, 10 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. San Diego 34, the Giants 31. Here it's 4th and 1, and they're going to keep the football and try to get it, and get it they do. Well, that'd be the capper for Wayne Wilson as he hurdled over there, threw the ball down, put one finger in the air, and
Hey, you just chalk these up, Jay. Get on the plane, go home, try to work hard again next week. You don't generally find a Miami football team that plays flat, but with 1 yard rushing in the second half to now about 100 yards rushing for the Miami Dolphins in the second half, there is no other characterization but that. They just simply have played flat.
21st first down for the Saints. What a day Wayne Wilson has had. What a job that offensive line has done for New Orleans. Now they're just going to cover the ball. 30 seconds left to go, and the celebration is starting here in the Superdome. They're standing, they're applauding, and well, they should applaud. This has been a splendid performance by Bum Phillips' troops.
And Jay, you and I both know New Orleans. This celebration will end next Sunday.
I'll tell you, standing ovation. Don Shula heading out, and he'll be looking for his close friend, Bum Phillips. There they are. These 2 men respect each other very, very much. They're great friends. And look at Bum. He's a very happy man. The first Saint victory ever over the Miami Dolphins in regular season play.
And I think you could read Don Shula's lips. He said to Bum Phillips, great job. They were ready to play. We weren't.
Well, we've had a dandy right here. New Orleans 7.
A bad snap on this field goal and another miss once they got the snap right. George Rogers did not play. Wayne Wilson did. He rushed for his 2nd straight 100-yard day, totaling 161, and set up this touchdown catch. Tyrone Young, his first catch as a pro. It was in the 2nd quarter, and it made it 7-0. The University of Florida rookie free agent excited about it. Miami's injury-plagued offense sputtered. David Woodley was benched in the 2nd quarter after hitting just 4 out of 12 passes here. He had the interception by Johnny Poe, who seems to be improving each week. It was 7-0 at the half. The Saints on top of the Miami Dolphins. And Stabler, who was like a surgeon slicing up the league's top-rated defense, hooked up with Kenny Duckett on this fine play as he outlegs it through the Miami secondary. And then that set up a 32-yard field goal for Morton Anderson and a 10-0 Saints advantage. The play of the day, though, was on defense when Dan Marino was in playing at quarterback, hit, and Reggie Lewis grabs the ball out of the air and races in from the 27 for a touchdown. And the dome kind of went crazy. Really, so did the entire Saints team as Reggie runs around in the end zone holding the ball up, and the fans loved it. New Orleans had the only sack of the game, and this was a game that pitted the top 2 teams in the NFL as far as sacks go, and this was it on Dan Marino. Reggie Lewis again in on the play. Don Shula knew that his team was in for a rough afternoon, and by this time he figured that things were pretty much out of control for Miami. The Dolphins did score late when they took the ball downfield, and Dan Marino hit Mark Duper. He's a kid out of Northwest Louisiana who comes off the bench, but it mattered little because the Saints win, and those are the numbers on their 3rd win of the season. All have come, by the way, at home. It was a big win with big plays. Free agent receiver Tyrone Young from the University of Florida took special pride in his performance. Tupu totaling a career-high 128 yards. A last-second throw fruitless. The Patriots held on to win it 7-0. And the quarter-by-quarter breakdown is pretty boring itself as you see the nothing to play for this afternoon except for the role of the spoiler gambled on a 4th down fake field goal attempt, but the Saints were there to stop him. And then late in the 1st quarter, Stabler, who hit on his first 8 passes, connected with Wayne Wilson for a 7-0 lead on a nice catch by Wayne. Wilbert Montgomery, who wasn't supposed to play, did, and did well on his first carry before leaving hurt for Philadelphia. This run set up a field goal for the Eagles, so it was 7-3, but then George Rogers, who went over the 1,000-yard mark, scored. It was a 14-3 lead for the Saints at halftime. And the Saint defense, not a superb game, but they played and have played well all season. 4 sacks. Jim Wilkes had 2 of those here with a big play, recovering a fumble. That set up Morton Anderson's first field goal of the day, a 52-yarder. and it looked like a cakewalk at 17-3, but nothing comes easy. In the fourth quarter, Ron Jaworski brought his team back. Second-year man Mike Quick reached the end zone. It was 17-10 on some high stepping. Now talk about a blown call by the official. I know they can't be perfect, but this is ridiculous. Saints recovered this fumble here. Watch, does he catch this ball or not? He has it long enough, knock it loose, but the ref said no catch, and it's a bad call. It gave the Eagles the ball back. They got to keep it, and they were able to take advantage of that possession and tie the game on a 7-yard pass to Harold Carmichael. After an exchange of fumbles, Tony Franklin had a chance to win the game in regulation for Philly, but he missed, as he so often does, his second kick of the game. So they go to the overtime. Stabler moved the Saints into range. He had a pulled groin on this drive, but he played anyway. And look at the offensive line. He was not sacked at all during the day. Great protection, and he connected here with a good pass. Eugene Goodlow, fabulous protection, got the Saints in field goal position where they had to be, and Anderson perfect from 50 yards out. And in overtime, the Saints go on to win the game.